as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day.
What a wonderful week of having people onto the program, doing sports, things that make us feel good, and people who remind us that we need to take care of ourselves, and it's important how we feel individually to make sure that we can then make other people feel good as well. And Dorota Rozmus is a lady that I met, again, thanks to our production director, Noel Bohorquez, at the Mind, Body and Spirit Festival 3 years ago, maybe, Dorota? Could it be that long already? Or
Yes.
It must be, huh? Yes. So, an absolute pleasure for me to welcome back Dorota to the program. Personally, I can attest to how good it feels just to be sitting next to you. The first time I met you, and Noelle said, oh, this lady's got something special. She's like controls the vibrations, energies with your voice. But it's more than that, your actual presence. I mean, even now, it's just like, why don't we just relax and to the sofa and let Dorota take over? Dorota,
What's
lovely.
happening?
I don't know, it's just, you have this effect on people. When did you know that you had this gift?
I had a gift of music, of singing always. So since I was a little girl, I've been singing, and it was sharing for me. It was sharing from the heart, because I could only sing whatever I could feel. Well, I did all my music schools, and I've been performing for many years as a vocalist, but through the sound there was something happening, and I wanted to find out, and I wanted to find out more about how it works, like how the universe works, how is the healing happening, and that was really interested to me. So many years I've been studying, and I've been learning about myself. So this is why you can feel that, because it is all coming into the vibration of who you are, and you are, if you want to, if you choose, if you start to be thinking about it and want to find out, then you are raising your vibration to the point of who we truly are, which is the most beautiful, vibrant being.
Everything is vibration, we know that. Sound, vibration, ondas, wavelengths, I mean, everything is sound. There also is people saying now that we're coming into an awakening period, that a lot of people are becoming more aware of this.
Yeah.
What does that mean, an awakening, more people becoming aware? Is this a good thing? I mean,
It's a good thing. It can feel quite difficult from the start, because what is happening is that many people finding out that this is enough, I don't want to live the lie anymore. I mean, I don't want to pretend that I'm happy, or I'm doing this, or I am in the right relationship, or everything is just fine. And there's so much pretending through the mind, because we have these boxes that we put ourselves into. And awakening is to really find out who you really are, and what is really making you happy, and how you can just be in harmony with many things, but with the earth, with your divine self, which is more than just the mind and the body. And then you have to want to understand that. But sometimes you don't want to understand, you don't know what is going on, and the life is pushing you into, wow, I have to find out what is going on.
well, if you think about it, when we're tiny, we're sent to kindergarten, you're immediately into school, and so really from the get-go, we are programmed to follow a rhythm, which nowadays has children studying and doing homework, often all through the summer as well. And therefore, I think we're already set on this mindset and this path of getting things done, getting through, getting things done, getting through. And how far does one go in life to get to the point Do you know when to say, okay, no, there is more to life than just getting this done and getting through?
Yeah. It's really about you, and I know it's like everybody's saying that, but it is a very personal thing. And to find out what is happening inside you, you just have to stop for a moment. Or you just have to stop not doing things that everybody telling you what is right for you. And once you do that, of course the meditation, yes, meditation helps, but not many people know how to meditate. It is very difficult for some people because the mind is going all the time. And when the mind is doing that, it's just like, okay, sit down and relax. It's very difficult. So what I'm saying is find out moments from the beginning for yourself, like a moment where you sit and you look at something beautiful. When you sit and you close your eyes and go, okay, who am I? Like, what am I really feeling about this or that? It's building up understanding of your intuition, but it's more than intuition. It's this deepest connection to your truth.
Even this, taking time to be quiet. Meditation's not easy. I find that I often put on a video, one of your videos, frequently to help get that silence. But you actually do coaching as well, don't you? People have online sessions or personal sessions. What would that entail? What do you do in one of these sessions? How do you help?
It's quite beautiful because I take myself into the different state of being and in this higher vibration that I get an information how I can help and how I can even now I can put I can create the space for the person so you feel safe and you can understand how to endure through the breathing, through understanding yourself. And I keep this vibration for the person to help them to overcome all the stress and problems in the family and with children and mothers lately, because I can feel how much is there to be done just by understanding, just by waking up the consciousness. And yet I'm singing also. And the singing and the voice is the changer of the vibration and then taking them some things out of the body, of the mind. Many things happens.
Music is very powerful. We all know that how it can make us feel, but to have that control must be quite beautiful that you can...
It's funny thing is actually out of control. No, I know what you mean. But when I'm in a state of doing the sound, I'm not controlling it. When I'm in the state of the vibration, is like being in a meditative state, and I'm channeling whatever happens through the sound, which is the information. It is like a light has an information. The sound is carrying the information, and the sound can go beyond the mind. So the person doesn't understand and cannot think about what should I do now, because the sound is changing the vibration, that's why it's so powerful.
And it is powerful. The very first time I met you, I walked around the Mind, Body and Spirit Festival after a session with Dorota. I mean, like crazy. And it was lovely. It was like floating. It was quite a wonderful experience, and that was 3 years ago. Had quite a few, not sessions, but coaching moments with you, which have been lovely.
It's like talking, yes? I'm talking to you, and then when I close my eyes, I can go like... And the sound is carrying something that your heart understands.
Lovely, absolutely beautiful. Dorota, thank you for coming back to share some moments with us. I look forward to seeing you more often. She keeps disappearing, traveling and performing all over the world, but back in Marbella. So make the most of the opportunity and get your session with Dorota, because I'm sure you'll be very grateful. I have to say that I'm very happy. Look at me, I'm feeling great. Thank you, Dorota.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, hey.
Linear Director has a brand new exclusive service. It's called a GPS geolocator. This breakdown recovery and roadside assistance service can pinpoint your location immediately, wherever you are on mainland Spain or the Canary Islands. The GPS technology is simple, quick and safe to use from any smartphone with coverage at the breakdown point. There is no need for you to know your location. Even if you're lost, they will calculate the quickest route to you, and there is no extra cost for using this service. So if you break down, you just call Linea Directa on their roadside assistance service and they will send you an SMS to your smartphone. You just open the SMS, click on the link to go to the geolocator website. All you need to do is authorize Linea Directa to locate your positioning using that GPS and satellite technology. Once authorized, they will pinpoint your location and send a breakdown vehicle to meet you. If you want more information on this GPS geolocator service or any of the other great services that Linea Directa offer, why don't you call 952 14 78 34, that's 952 14 78 34, or visit their website, lineadirecta.com.
Hello Marbella, and the first thing I'm going to say is I hope you've had a good week, and you may notice that my greenery has increased this week. By the time next week arrives, I'll be sitting here in a jungle. But anyway, let's get on to solving Marbella's problems. You may remember my last section I was talking about Sarah and her friend who'd actually stolen from her. Well, the next two problems which are interconnected, which I'd like to talk about, are very much connected to that issue as well. Now, I've had two people contact me. Jane contacted me, and she has a very good friend that she's known a couple of years here. They're great friends, they're the same age, they work together, they have fun together, they socialise together in their 20s. You get the general picture. Marbella girls. Anyway, Jane has gone shopping, as she does on a number of occasions. We all love a bit of girly shopping. And she noticed that her friend slipped something into her bag while they were in the shop and then walked out without paying for it. And she noticed this, and again, as with Sarah, she didn't mention anything. She thought, no, I'm not going to say, I'm just going to ignore this. She was quite shocked. Neither of them are particularly in need financially, and she just thought it was a bit of a strange thing to do. But then it happened again. And Jane started to get worried, and this time she was angry as well, as Sarah was in the situation before. And she said to her friend, look, I just seen you steal something, why did you do that? And her friend said, oh, it's just a laugh, it's just a bit of fun, they can afford it, it's a small, you know, it's a shop, they can afford it, they've got insurance, they'll pay. And Jane was really cross, and she said, hang on a minute, if you get caught and I'm with you, I'm going to get the blame as well as you. It's not just going to be you that gets taken off to the police station and gets shackled and handcuffed and put in a cell. It's going to be me too. And they're going to think that I'm stealing as well. And why are you doing it anyway? This resulted in a big argument, and the friendship has actually gone into abeyance, and they're not friends anymore, which is very difficult for Jane because she has to work with her friend. But I think you can agree with me that not to have brought that up when it's being done, it would have been silly on Jane's part. And she was very angry, and she was the sort of person that confronts things head on, and I think she did the right thing. I think possibly she shouldn't have been quite so aggressive as how she approached her friend about the stealing and asked her why she did it really, because I don't believe people really do that for fun, because the consequences of being caught doing that are far too great. But why do that? And this is where we get on to our next problem, which is connected. And I had a very, very sad letter from a lady that we're going to call Mrs. M. Now, Mrs. M is in her 40s, lives in Marbella, has lived here about 10 years. She's a housewife, she stays at home, she doesn't work. Her husband has a very good job, she's very well off financially, lives in a beautiful house, has lots of beautiful things. If she wants to go and buy herself something, she can, no questions asked. She has a gorgeous wardrobe, she has beauty treatments whenever she wants. She has basically the Marbella lifestyle. But she has a compulsion. Every time she goes into a shop, she feels the need to take something. And we're not talking about £5,000 Bulgari rings or anything like that. We're talking about daft things. She's been known to steal a pack of dog biscuits, even though she hasn't got a pet. Silly things, eye pencils, makeup, anything she can pick up and slip in her bag, and also from all sorts of different shops, department stores, small shops, anywhere. And she says she's desperate, she can't help herself. She knows every time she does it she's taking a risk, but something's making her do this, and that few minutes of excitement as she's walking out of the door of the shop, not knowing if she's going to get stopped and arrested or not, is possibly giving her an excitement in her life that she doesn't have. But I think it goes a lot deeper than that. This is obviously compulsive behaviour, and there's some sort of addiction pattern going on here that she feels she needs to do this, even though she knows she's jeopardising not just her freedom, but also her relationship and her way of life. So it's quite a serious issue. Also, why is she doing this? Is it a call for help? Is she dissatisfied in other areas of her relationship? Is her relationship with her husband quite as good as it should be? Is her life quite as good as it should be? If it is, why does she feel the need to do this? Now, I advised Mrs. M that she needs some counselling on this desperately, because she's putting herself into a very, very dangerous situation, both emotionally and in terms of her freedom. And also, she could lose quite a lot, and I'm not just talking about getting a fine or being put in prison for a month, but her whole relationship, her whole way of life could be affected by the way she's behaving. And she knows that she shouldn't be doing this, and she wants to stop. So I've advised some sort of counselling, looking at the reasons underneath why she's doing this. Why is she doing it? It's not just for excitement. She needs to sort this out. And I think she's not the only person that does stuff like this. Do you know anyone? Do you ever have those feelings? Let us know. Contact us at Now Marbella. Contact me, Amanda Silkensin, at Now Marbella, and I will do my very best to help you. Or you can contact me privately and I will help you that way as well. So we wish Mrs. M the very, very best, and fingers crossed for her that her counselling takes her in the right direction. Thank you very much for listening, and I think you'll agree that's quite a serious problem. But let's be positive and have a great week, Marbella. Thank you very much, and bye from me.
Hey, hey.
Marbella really is unique. Got the sounds of all the buildings still for the grades of the Davis Cup. You've got people playing tennis, hearing the sounds in the background. I can even hear them singing in the mosque coming from the mountains. Well, what can I say? Come to Marbella, because it surely is the place to experience a little bit of just about everything. We hope you have a wonderful weekend, that you take part in all the great activities, including coming here to the Puente Romano and the Davis Club. And we'll be with you once again next week. And in the meanwhile, if you want to check out any recordings of our programs, go to our website, marbellanowtv.com. Take care of yourselves. Bye now.
And it's time.